Yo, what's good everyone? It's Gary. Today I want to just come here and talk about the overall state of the game, the meta for PvP specifically. We can get a little bit of in PvE after I'm talking about PvP, but mostly I want to talk about the meta and what I feel like it will do for the game if it stays here for a long time. So right now the meta is currently Graviton Spike and Arius Neutralizer, I think is what it's called. And this meta is probably, in my opinion, probably one of the worst metas we played in. I think that it could be worse. Like, I know ability spam is worse. Like, oh yeah, we have Omniakus, Lord of Woes, and all this stuff. But I think the fact that it wasn't used every game makes it less annoying than this, because it is basically used by literally every player. And I don't know how to explain it. Like, Graviton Spike is one of those guns where you're not playing for the gunplay, you're playing for the perk. So it's kind of like Hawkmoon, which I think they should nerf Hawkmoon too. People don't think that either. But I think the gun is just too easy to use. I think it needs a kill for PvP specifically. I don't want it to be neutered in PvE. I like PvE too. I want to have fun in PvE too. But I just want to have fun in PvP too and have a fun sandbox where, I don't peek an angle every second and, get shot once and I'm naded by a Graviton Spike, Also, another big thing right now is Hunter dodges with the Gambler's Dodge specifically, where you can dodge anywhere on the map and get your entire melee charge back with 70 melee. I think this is a really big issue right now. Obviously, I love abilities in the game, right? I like abilities in SE2. It's a part of SE2, but I think there's a really big balance that needs to be in the game when it comes to something like that. I don't think every gunfight should be, oh yeah, handkin to shotgun into the knife. I think most gunfights need to be like, dynamic, you need some aim in this gunfight, but like if you build up enough of a perk where you have to really work for it, you can afford to aim less, you know what I'm saying? Because that's kind of like the trade-off, obviously it's SE2, but I do think it still needs to be fun and refreshing and not, every gunfight is the same gunfight, you know what I'm saying? Right now I kind of just take PvP as a joke. I can't really take it serious when it comes to trials. Especially trials is really annoying right now. If you enjoy this gameplay, make sure to go follow my Twitch streams in there as well, because I always stream Trials Help, especially 6 to 7 p.m. EST, so make sure to go follow my Twitch. But I've been streaming Trials a lot, and it's really, like, the meta is just really annoying and really baity. I kind of hate it a lot. It's definitely probably my least favorite meta I've ever played in. And for a fix for this, I definitely think there's some nerfs I could recommend if anyone in Bungie is listening. I do think that you at least need to invest way more into your melee and maybe dodge stat to get your entire melee back from dodging, as well as they need to nerf smoke bombs and maybe lightweight knife tracking, as well as the tracking on the arc melee, or maybe just the damage a little bit, because you can like wipe an entire team with one melee, which is not very fun to play against. Another nerf they need to do is to Graviton Spike either needs kills or at least like 6 headshots to proc the perk. Either one would be a pretty good nerf, as well as they need to nerf to make it so you don't get slowed when you get shot by Graviton Spike. The crystals is more than enough. Trust me, either one. Either they use slows or does the crystals. And the arc mode, it doesn't really need a nerf if they just make it so it's way harder to get. Another nerf they need to do is for the hand cannon shotgun. This it enables a really annoying playstyle, which I'm not saying I don't use it, because I have to help people in trials, so I kind of forced to use it, which is the thing that it kind of sucks. But basically, you just run in, and I've gone games where I've only used a shotgun hand cannon, and I just don't think, I think it should be like a supplementary primary. I don't think it should be better than shotguns, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, green ammo is not, you don't get it every round, or if you're not like slaying out, which I think is a good thing. I don't like dying to a special weapon every round, you know what I'm saying? It's not super fun, you know what I mean? I don't know about everyone else, but I personally don't like instant dying every round, which I feel like is happening even without shotgun ammo being every round, and that's because of the shotgun hand cannon that they have added. Another thing that needs to be addressed is the connections. I don't know if they have any fix for this, but it feels like almost every game I kind of fight someone like, stutter stepping, like lagging every time they slide. It's been a real big problem, at least for me. I don't know how console is, but PC is pretty laggy these days. I do wish it got a little bit better, because it's kind of ruins the fun for me. Like you're fighting someone and then they stutter step and you miss one shot and that missing one shot when you're in the lobbies that I am, because it's in 6v6 control. It's just like control in the SBMM, and then I have the comp is the SBMM. So everywhere I go is just SBMM. So if they want to make it force SBMM down my throat, then they should make it so I can have fun. You know, like even I would have fun if the connections weren't so bad. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing we need to address is just trials in general. I feel like trials has kind of lost a lot of its its flair. I feel like you do get spoiled with loot, which is super cool, but I kind of miss going flawless more than once a weekend, and it feels like you're kind of forced to do carries if you are if you were like trying to play trials more than one card. You're kind of forced to do carries, because I don't know about you, but the flawless pool is very unplayable. It is obviously there's less people playing it, so it's laggy, and you don't get really rewarded as much as the suffering you have to go through playing that. It's very passive, and I kind of just it's pretty boring. So definitely we need some trials revamps, not specifically for loot. Loot is very good. I don't think it's for that. I just think it's going flawless multiple times, maybe something other than elimination, question mark. I don't know, because like I don't know, I love trials, but like sometimes it gets kind of bland, you know what I'm saying? Just it gets very passive, so which is how elimination is, so it is what it is. And another thing, I don't know about you, SUM kind of ruins 6v6 for me. It kind of feels like I have more fun in comp. Ironically, like I'd rather play Ascendant Zero comp than 6v6, because it's the same lobbies for me. It's just less abilities. That is just all it is. There's just less BS in comp, which is it's just insane to me that competitive is less sweaty than the casual game mode where you're supposed to be able to go and chill. I think there should be some game modes. When I started playing Destiny 2, like right before Beyond Light, I would go into control and go chill out, but I don't think there's really an option for that. I'd love to hear some comments of people that are obviously not like a top % PvP player, because I want to know how everyone else feels about control and being able to chill in PvP, because I feel like it's not really casual anymore, which is kind of crazy for me to say. I don't know. And my overall opinion on PvP right now is I think it's just not competitive whatsoever. Like, obviously it's Destiny 2, but it's still a pretty popular PvP game in my opinion, and I think that Bungie needs to take it more seriously, because I think the backbone of Destiny 2 is definitely PvP, and where PvE specifically has a really big drought. A lot of people and a lot of the audience of Destiny 2 is PvP, and I do think it needs to be taken seriously. Also, for PvE, we recently had a TWAB where they basically went and said fuck you to everyone about the power grind, and I think it's kind of insane to me. They did backtrack a lot, and I appreciate DMG and everyone working on the team, the community manager team specifically, to take this feedback, because they are trying to take feedback. I don't really know who was taking feedback before all of this, because it was kind of insane to me that they were like nerfing stuff like solo ops when they could have just buffed everything else. Also, another big problem, I don't know if you've been watching my streams, but I was stuck at 449 light for about 5 days, where I had like everything 450 besides one heavy slot, and I recently yesterday got 450 heavy. So I don't really think when the loot, like tier 5 armor, is so much more better, I don't think it should be tied to this much RNG, where I have to spend like 4 days getting one heavy drop. I think it's kind of insane to me. So I do think they need to have like a little bit of protection when you're up to the light of like maybe 447, because that's when it really gets when you really start struggling to get like extra light, you know what I'm saying? Also, lastly, I want to hear everyone's opinions about PvP in the comments, and what do you guys think is the worst meta? Because I think one big thing about the meta that a lot of people don't like talk about is the amount of people that use it. Because there's bad metas, but like the meta can be like really oppressive, but if not everyone's using it, it's not as bad as people as they think it is. When you're playing PvP all the time, like every day, it's kind of like my job. it gets kind of awful, and it's hard to have like a positive mood sometimes when you're just playing this and trying to have fun. You know, it's a game. It's a game at the end of the day, so you kind of want to have fun. And I don't know really how people are having fun. You know, just using the shotgun hand cannon. You know, it doesn't feel. There's no skill expression in Destiny 2, at least in Trials, and everything else, comp and everything. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel. Also, make sure to like and subscribe. If anyone in Bungie's listening, please try to nerf Graviton at least. That is like the biggest concern right now, and also the shotgun hand cannon. Other than that, hopefully everyone has a good rest of their day. Make sure to like and subscribe, and see you in the next video. Peace.